Welcome back to Two Brothers Comics. Today, Dustin and I are going to talk about the difference between being a comic book speculator and being a freaking scalper. Stay tuned. All right, Dustin, so let's talk about the conversation that we've kind of been having. Speculation versus scalping. Kind of what the differences are, why one is acceptable, one is a bit horrid, and kind of our thoughts on it. So comic book speculation, quick summary, what is it, and what is the initial difference?
So I think comic book speculation, like I said, it's a big, broad spectrum, but the general consensus is it's a way of investing in comic books. It's a way of investing in things that you're collecting and making that financial commitment to hoping that it takes off. It's a risk. It's also an investment. Sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't, but it's still a part of collecting. So
and it's done with diligence, right? It's done with people doing their research, people putting their orders in pre-FOC. And it doesn't even have to be new comics, man. It could be a lot of these Silver Age, Golden Age, Bronze Age keys. It could also be some of these modern keys that have been out for, Miles Morales, right? UF4. So there's a whole realm to speculation.
Yeah, and I mean, it even goes past comic books. I mean, there's other things we collect. Omnibus. There's omnibus out there that are just whales. Can't find them. You could look at it when it comes to things like Funko Pops, which we both have a few of, action figures that are coming out nowadays. I mean, the speculation market goes across tons of different platforms.
Absolutely. And then, of course, you have scalpers. Okay? Scalpers are the guys or girls or whoever that go to Scorpion Comics website, buy up all of the books they possibly can, plus have some other friends do it. Take those books before they've even gotten them in their physical hands. Go to eBay, sell it for 4 or 5 times the price because
their online retailer store, comic book retailer stores. You guys know who I'm talking about. If you're watching this, you know who you are. I'm talking to you.
And they take the books before they've even got them in their hands, go on eBay, put them up on eBay for 3, 4, 5 times the price, and now everybody who genuinely wanted that book because they're a fan of the artist, they're a fan of the book, they're a fan of the cover, was not able to get it because you have all the scalpers with the bot system setups and things like that, and that happened recently, and you missed out on a cover that you had been waiting on for a very long time. And basically everybody within that circle of people that we deal with missed out on it. And then you start scrolling through Instagram and you see people taking screenshots bragging about, hey, I was able to go on here, buy all of these books. I hate the characters.
Not a fan of the franchise, but between it being this franchise, this artist, and this exclusive, it's money all day and it's an easy flip. And I love being able to go in there and buy as many copies as I can and then turn around and flip them for a quick few bucks immediately. So here's the thing. We have a what's become pretty much a credo, I guess you could call it. It's our hashtag, collect your way.
Yep.
And I mean, man, like who would have thought that it would have taken off past just our channel at this point? And that makes me so happy that it has become a thing that everyone says now. I hear everyone saying it. And it's not because, and it doesn't make me happy because it's like, oh man, they're talking about Two Brothers Comics. No, it's because more and more people are starting to think about this whole collect your way thing, whether it be just buying your pull list books, just getting one of each cover, or just buying one cover, reading your books, putting them in your box, whether you're just buying them and reading them digitally, whether you're speculating on certain books, buying 10 of them pre-FOC, placing them in a box, and hoping maybe down the road at some point they're going to take off, because that's still collecting. What's not collecting is when you go out and you run around buying books you care nothing about. Sometimes you don't even care about comics in general. You've never even read a comic book, but you go around and you snatch up as many of every book as you can that's taken off. The Batman 89s, the Hellraiser 3s, that new Robin King book, and you run around to as many shops as you can, and you snatch them all off the shelves.
Before anybody else on New Comic Book Days had a chance, right? You and I both have full-time jobs. Yeah. 90% of people who collect comic books have full-time jobs. We can't show up at 10 o'clock every New Comic Book Day and just to pick up the one book that maybe we missed on our pull list, right? And that used to be the biggest joy of collecting for me, going to a shop, pulling books off the shelf, flipping through, seeing if it's something I'm interested in. That's what I love about the hobby, having the conversation with people in the store like, hey, is this a good book? Is it not? Absolutely. Not having to stress out about, is this book going to be on my pull list? And that's why I'm starting to really, go towards these more collected issues. But again, that's a whole nother conversation. Yeah. And go ahead.
So what I'm getting at is it's I don't consider it being collecting. Yep. When you're just going around buying 30, 40 copies so you can go on and throw them on eBay or go do your YouTube live sales or your Instagram live sales or your Facebook live sales. You don't care about the book. You don't want the book. You don't know nothing about the book except so-and-so said it was going to be a hot book to get. Everybody's saying they can't find copies. Now people are paying this much for them. Let me go grab as many as I can and hawk them off today before the prices start dropping on them. That's not collecting. That's scalping. And I'm not with it. I don't think it's all right. And people say, oh, well, if you wanted the book, you should have put it on your pull list. Let me ask you something here, Nick. How many times have you walked into Haven Comics and you picked up a book because Josh told you, hey, man, I think you'll like this book. And you loved the book and you jumped on the series. But before that, it wasn't on your radar.
Yep. So many times. I mean,
and I know you've given me
time again.
Yeah, you've given me recommendations. So what these people who say you should have had it on your pull list are telling you is you don't need to sit around and wait for people to recommend books to you. You need to know every single thing about every single book that comes out. Put every single book on your pull list. You know what? No. How about you don't run around and grab 40 boxes of books every single time a hot one comes out just to make some money, because that's just what you do. That's how you make your income. That's how you make your money. Well, it's not an honest way to make money. And I don't believe it's all right in any shape or form. I'm not with it. And I'm not a fan of the fact that people think that you should just have everything on your pull list, because a big part of this is word of mouth. A big part of this community and this hobby is being able to share your likes with other people and expand the fandom of the books you're reading. Yeah. Because there's been plenty of times where I haven't had a book on my radar and somebody has recommended it to me. Canto, Something's Killing the Children, Once and Future. There's been a ton of times when I was a new collector and I didn't know anything about all this stuff. I just thought it was normal and okay that as soon as this book comes out, oh, well, there's no way I can get it. I'll just wait and pay $50 on eBay for it. Like, I didn't know any better. That's not okay. I was just going off of recommendations people were giving me. I didn't even know what a pull list was at the time. Those are the people that are getting screwed over by the scalping game, not the speculation game. It's two different things. But the scalpers are screwing over the new collectors. They're killing the hobby as far as being able to share the books you love with other people and the recommendations that people have for other people. Our top picks list every week is nothing but purely our recommendations to the comic community on books we're enjoying, and we like them so much we want to share them with you and give you a little bit of a synopsis on them. So if you're not reading them, maybe you'll decide to go pick them up. Oh, but that's right, you can't do it because somebody came in and bought 50 copies this morning. If you want to grab it, it's on eBay for $80. Sorry, I know you haven't got a lot of time to talk this morning, but you can go ahead now. I'll stop talking for a minute so people will stop unsubscribing by the hundreds now.
It's all good, man. It's all good. And and it's not just comic books. It happens in toys. It happens in figures. And it's just it's frustrating because it really feels like the last 6 months it's just kind of gone over the top. But as a community, one thing we can do is don't support those guys. let those guys that are going to go out buy 50 of the same cover, let those sit on eBay for a while. They will come down in price, and you will be able to pick them up. Unless all of a sudden they introduce a new Spider-Man character, I think we're going to be okay. You don't have to jump on every new Punchline, every new Clown Hunter. It's not going to be a new Joker every single time. Every new character is not the new Superman #1. So
I think if we all just
let them sit with them. Let that guy who runs around buying 100 copies of that hot book, let him put that money into that and just sit on it. Because I'm telling you right now, a smart investor, as far as a collector, they're not going to go spend a bunch of money to get 50, 60 copies of these hot books. They might get 10. Because that's just enough that you're making a good investment for down the road, but you're not spending a bunch of money. So if we don't buy this stuff from these guys and they just have to sit and they just got these books and they don't read comic books or they don't read this book, so they don't care nothing about it. So now they're just going to be pissed off because I spent all this money and I can't sell it, But I'll tell you one thing though, Nick, I've really, really been impressed with the part of the community that we are a part of and seeing people reaching out over the past few months and saying, hey, I know Thor #5 is just completely gone by 11:30 on New Comic Book Day. I read my copy. I got what I wanted out of it. Is there anybody else who needs a copy? Because I got you. We've had people in the community that have been going out to the Walmarts and going out to the Targets and looking for some of these NECA figures because we know that they're hard to get. We know it's hard to beat the Scalpers. And we know that we've got brothers out here that want these figures, and we've been out here looking for each other. I've got my set. I go every day. I stop by a Walmart and look because I still got guys that I know want them, and I'm trying to help them find them. Justin Birch, he found a set for Panda, Adrian Pandawesome this week. Got him hooked up with a set. So now I just got to try to find a set to hook up Seawood and Who-Dat. And it's just like, but it's been awesome to see that, and that's how you beat it. That's how you beat it is banding together, choosing not to pay those prices, but choosing to help get everybody who just wants to have one because they didn't get a chance to even go get one. They're not looking to turn around and throw it on eBay or whatever. They just generally want it. They weren't able to get it. They missed out on it, whatever. Being able to help each other out, that's how you beat this scalping game. That's the only way we're going to be able to.
So, all right, guys, let us know down in the comments what you think. What are your thoughts on comic book speculation versus scalping? And be brutally honest with us about it, guys. This is a conversation we really want to have. We think this is a conversation that's really starting to kind of uptick in some other avenues. We did some posts on Instagram and some other places and got great feedback on it. And so let us know genuinely what your thoughts are down below. And if you like our opinions on it, hit the like button. If you disagree, feel free to hit the dislike button. That's fine too. And we encourage you to subscribe because these conversations are going to continue. And if you are into comic book content, creator interviews, unboxing, new comic book day hauls, and feel free to join us every Saturday night about 9:30 Eastern Standard Time for our Comic Book Babble-on. It is our live show we commit to every week to spend some time with you guys. It's a party every weekend. And man, that's full of news. It's got unboxings. We do a top 10 list where basically it's a big argument for a couple of hours. Awesome toy box news. So definitely join us for that. And we encourage you to come hang out and be a part of that community. And as always, guys,
don't scalp, but collect your way.
Collect your way.